You got the two-time defending NBA champions and expected to win the Pacific Division one more time, but has the gap closed it all from LA to the rest of the teams in the division? Jason Horwitz, glad to be with you here on CBSSports.com as we preview the Pacific for the 2010-11 season. Glad to be alongside the team, CBSSports.com's senior NBA writer, Ken Berger, CBS Sports' Ian Eagle, of course the voice of the New Jersey Nets as well. And Ian, when you look at this team, two-time defending champs, they're still there with all the talent and everything that they have. And, of course, Kobe Bryant brings it all out. Has anybody gotten any closer to them in this division?
No. And I think the Lakers have improved, actually, if you really want to break it down with the addition of Steve Blake and the addition of Matt Barnes. I think this team has a chance to actually be better. Now, the difference, Kobe Bryant is older, but Kobe Bryant is also wiser, and I think Kobe will pick and choose his spots a bit more over the course of the regular season, leave something in the tank for the postseason. But I've got the Lakers as by far the best team in the Pacific, and I don't think the gap is any smaller. If anything, it might be a little bit wider, Ken.
And so that brings up the question then, Ken, the Lakers compared to the Heat, compared to the Celtics, compared to the other best teams in the NBA, where are they in that discussion?
Well, they're certainly right there, and I think it comes down to what it often comes down to for the Lakers is Andrew Bynum. You know, we know about Kobe, we know about Gasol, we know about Ron Artest's defense. He can guard anybody in the league any time of day. But what they don't have consistently is Andrew Bynum giving them consistent minutes and productivity. If they have that, they can compete with the Heat in the 7-game NBA Finals. They can compete with anybody. If they don't have that, they might have a little bit of an issue.
And especially with the Heat, as you guys talked about in the Southeast Division, their biggest concern is around the basket. That's not the Lakers' biggest concern at all, especially if Bynum is healthy. That's their biggest strength along with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, and it is a concern, and it's been a concern now for a couple of years. Obviously, they've got players that can step in and they can get through stretches of the season, but big picture, if this team is going to accomplish the things that they believe they can accomplish, which is winning 3 in a row, maybe the last year for Phil Jackson, who knows? I don't think he knows, so for us to even speculate is silly at this point. Very talented, very focused group, very professional. Phoenix, changes, a lot of changes. They let Amari Stoudemire go. Leandro Barbosa's gone. Steve Kerr, the GM, is gone. What Phoenix has been able to do is retool, and I like what they've done with the new players. Turkoglu should be motivated. Josh Childress comes back, gets to stay in Ritz-Carlton's all of a sudden, traveling around the NBA. That wasn't the case when he was playing in Greece. And Hakeem Warwick is a good role player. So I like the Suns. I still have respect for them. I just don't think they're making a move on LA anytime soon.
Ken, what about the other 3 teams in the division? All pretty young, Golden State and Sacramento and the Clippers, who get Blake Griffin back this season. Do you see any of those 3 teams maybe doing what like an Oklahoma City did last year and get into the playoffs, sneak in at the end?
You know, I think the most interesting team there is the Clippers.
Yep.
I think we've been waiting and waiting, and we've been told that this team is on the rise. We're right around the corner. Well, it's time to turn that corner, and I think they're there. I think if Blake Griffin can come back, get his explosiveness back, be healthy, I think that's a huge step for them. If they can get Baron Davis engaged and make him feel like he's part of a winner, I think that makes a huge difference. They also have, if they choose to go this way, some of the best trade assets in the NBA. And they shouldn't be counted out of any of the trade discussions as we head into December and teams look to retool, head into the trade deadline. They have Minnesota's unprotected 2012 first-round pick. That's a huge asset for them.
And what about the Golden State Warriors? Don Nelson out, Keith Smart in. What happens with Golden State this season?
Golden State right now is just a hodgepodge. I don't see this team showing market improvement. Keith Smart takes over. I still have bad memories of Keith Smart. 1987, I'm a Syracuse guy. Smart made the shot for Indiana. They win the national championship. David Lee brings some professionalism. He gets the big contract, deservedly so. He worked his butt off with the New York Knicks on some bad Knicks teams. Unfortunately, I think he's walking into a tough situation with Golden State. And for Sacramento, they've got some pieces now in place. Tyreek Evans, Rookie of the Year. Landry has been a solid addition for them, and the wild card for them will be DeMarcus Cousins. It's that simple. He's got the ability, he's got the talent. The question is, can he maintain his focus and stay in it mentally throughout a season? The rookie out of Kentucky, that remains to be seen.
I'm an Indiana guy, so I have good memories of Keith Smart. I'm sitting at the wrong table here, but I'm thrilled for him that he's getting a chance to be a head coach in the NBA. I thought it should have happened last December when it looked like Nelly was kind of just going through the motions and making up lineups in the middle of the night. while he's sleeping. But listen, the guy's accomplishments. You can't say enough about the guy's accomplishments in the NBA and the contributions. But it was time to move on. But I agree. I think that's a tough situation. How is Keith Smart going to get all that to fit together? How is he going to keep Monte Ellis happy? And are they going to be a better defensive team under Keith Smart? I'm not sure that they have the personnel to do that.
Two of the best rookies from last year in this division was Stephen Curry and, of course, Tyreek Evans, Rookie of the Year. All right, when you guys look at this, you guys disagreed on both of these topics. So real quickly, acquisition in this division with the biggest impact.
I'm going to say Steve Blake, just because we were talking about the two-time defending champions, and Derek Fisher is not getting any younger. He was still productive. He was still hitting big shots in the finals. But, from day one to game 82 of this regular season grind, they're going to need to give him a breather, and I think Steve Blake is a huge addition in that regard.
I'll go with David Lee only because I think they need somebody to lean on, and there's a lack of leadership with that team, and I do think Lee will provide that. He's the best thing to happen to Keith Smart. His attitude, his work ethic, and his professionalism will at least help that Golden State team get on the right track. It may not be this year, but for down the road, Lee's going to be a big part of it.
Rookie with the biggest impact.
Rookie with the biggest impact, to me, it's Blake Griffin. I was high on him a year ago. Why wouldn't I be high on him now? I understand he's coming off the injury, but I think this guy has a chance to be a major star in the NBA. Karl Malone-like ability. I don't want to say he's the next Karl Malone, but he brings some of those tangible assets to the table as an NBA player.
I'm going to be a little different and say DeMarcus Cousins. As Ian said, clearly he has the talent. He's ability-wise, he's an all-star. Above the neck, is he going to be engaged? Is he going to be on the right path here? That remains to be seen, but talent-wise, he certainly is an impact guy.
They brought in his high school coach, so clearly Sacramento recognizes that they needed to address that, and maybe that'll go a long way in helping him.
Should be very interesting for the Sacramento Kings this season. They got a lot of parts there. We'll see what happens when they put them all together. For more on the division, keep it right here with CBSSports.com. For Ken Berger and Ian Eagle, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.